The latest balance patch is out, and as always it came with some unwanted effects as well, like broken world bosses and strikes, but they have been fixed relatively fast and everything is back up, with a few classes buffed and others nerfed. Let's get into it and start with the hardest spec that was hit, Firebrand. This one has both the Condi, Quickness DPS and full DPS build. Do not worry, the Condi Firebrand it's still good, but the last few balance patches changed the whole feel of the spec. Another spec that was nerfed is Willbender, specifically the boon support line, which was not even played that much. I think I saw 1 or 2 Alak Willbenders in 2 months of play. I do not know how many players will be affected by this, but in my opinion it was unnecessary. And finally Dragon Hunter, which got buffed again as it was still behind other classes. After all these changes I decided to play my Engineer more than my Guardian. Next we have Elementalist, with Tempest that was improved a bit by making overloads finish faster when you have quickness. Moving on to Engineer, which was mostly left alone for this round, with the exception of Holosmith, which is a new round of buffs to the Condi build. Mesmer is next, with more changes to the Stacks Mirage build, which was still too good for ArenaNet to leave alone, and nerfed the alacrity generated by Chaos Vortex by half, which is a shame as the boon support Mirage was in a good place in my opinion. Chrono also had a few adjustments that lowered the damage for wells a bit. Necromancer. This is also a class that had quite a few changes in this balance round, to Reaper specifically. It was buffed again to bring it in line with other specs, and now it should be seen more often in groups. Harbinger was lightly buffed too, but it was already in a good place anyway. Next up is Ranger, which did not have many changes, but there was one that hit very hard, the Untamed spec, specifically the nerf to Fervent Force. This will affect all boon support and DPS builds in both how it feels to play and their effectiveness. The boon support build is still playable, but you'll need 3 spirits now. As for the DPS builds, you'll be better off switching to Soul Beast. Revenant, another class with a large number of changes. Let's start with Herald. This one had a nerf to Facet of Nature as it was still affecting 10 targets and it was changed to 5. Renegade is a mix as the power version was buffed while the Condialac version was nerfed. I do not think this was needed, but let's see how this will change the meta. Vindicator was also nerfed and then buffed a bit, but still doing less damage than before. We are almost at the end of the list, and we can almost skip the Thief as it only had a change to one of the traits that increases the initiative gain from 1 to 2. So if you main a Thief, you will be happy in this round and even happier in the next, as it will be able to provide quickness as well. And finally Warrior, which had some nice buff to Berserker to bring it in line with the other DPS specs, and looking at some benchmarks, it can get up to 40k damage. And this is it for this round. It did not have many changes. I feel like it was targeting boon support builds for nerfing and buffing the damage of some of the less used DPS specs. Hopefully the next balance patch will have more interesting changes compared to this one. If you want to see more content like this, please let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video, please click the like and subscribe buttons.